Before we start this video, quick little message. Now, I put a video out yesterday that I think most people understood was an April Fool's. A few maybe were convinced, but in case you did believe all of that, the stock is still here. I still have my stock. I'm still a reseller. I'm still selling online. Yeah, back to yesterday. Hello there and welcome to the video. Welcome back to my office. If you're a regular viewer, welcome back. If you are new here, I'm Nick. I sell stuff on the internet, hopefully for profit. That's what we try and aim for. That's what I do for a living, and on this channel we talk about how we do that. And I haven't vlogged for a few days, so I thought I'd try and put something together today. It may go into tomorrow because I've got to disappear off out in a minute. I'll explain that in a sec. But first, you may have seen in I think it was in my last vlog, I was dealing with this thing, which is, you can see here, it's this electric patio heater and light assembly. And it had an issue in that it's a new item. The box was really bashed up, which I've been repairing, as you can see. Two of the bulbs weren't working. I ordered 2 more bulbs and installed those, and it's now fully functional. I listed it and it sold within a couple of hours for £110. So I have now repaired this box, which was in a right state. Like I say, the contents were new and unused, but it had been in storage. The box had become damp at some point. So that has sold anyway. It's now ready to go off via the courier. So that was cool. And we've just had an order in of these waders, chest high waders. And you may have seen, we were live streaming and we had an offer come in at £30. Now I went for 40 on these, so I listed them at 40, had an offer in at 30. I wasn't sure and I asked the live chat, what should I do? Should I just take 30? And the consensus was to counter offer. So I counter offered, I think at 34, and they didn't take it. But they've gone today at 35, had an offer in at 35. And I jumped at it. So these are going now as well, which is nice. Pop those there. And then I've already done the packaging for today, for orders that came in overnight and this morning. I had a funny one. Now with vinyl, I have run out of vinyl mailers, so I've been wrapping my vinyl LPs and 12 inches in thick corrugated card. So I did one last night in 4 layers of corrugated card, and then realised, because the cardboard I was using, we buy loo rolls, recycled loo rolls from Who Gives a Crap, which is the company branding the name, right? Chopped up this big cardboard box, packaged it, and then realised, well, let me show you. I realised I've put this on to cover the address. Before I put my label on, it said in massive letters, Who Gives a Crap? So I've stuck the label on there, so it's a little bit ambiguous now. You can't really tell, but that did make me laugh. So I thought, okay, that sorts it. You know, that's not going to offend anyone now. But on the other side, it says, Nice bum. But I quite like that. I think somebody might get a giggle out of that. Somebody probably would have got a giggle out of the other side, but I don't know. It seemed a bit odd. But yeah, I'm leaving that on. So somebody, hopefully, even the postman might get a laugh out of that. You never know. But there we go. So that made me giggle. So as I mentioned before, I am heading off out soon. I'm going on a bit of a trip. It's not too far, but I'm going to pick up a job lot of stock. I'm not going to show it in this video. This is something that we don't share everything. This is a job lot of new stock that's actually going to be put away to be sold at some point in the future. We don't share everything we pick up on here, because some stuff, particularly when it's what's referred to as RA, retail arbitrage, you don't really want lots and lots of people going out buying exactly the same thing with exactly the same thought in mind. So with some of the new stock we buy and perhaps put away for Christmas or for whatever, we don't tend to share that. No doubt it will be shared in the future when we come to list it or when it starts selling, you know. So that's what I'm doing shortly. I am taking a bit of a drive out, and as we have discussed before, trips for work are totally fine with regards to lockdown and everything, and it will all be done socially distanced with masks on, etc. So please don't worry about any of that. So that's going to take me, it's probably going to be about an hour and a half round trip. It's not a big volume, so I'm going to take the Mini. It's a lot of individual items, but they are quite small, so I think I can get it all in the Mini. Actually thinking about it, because they're all individually packaged, I'll take the big car to be safe. I don't want to drive all the way there and then not be able to get it in, so we'll take the big car just to be sensible. Hello again, it's now Friday. Say hello to Tom. Hello, Tom. Yeah, so I've done a bunch of orders. We sold another 2 pairs of the white work shoes. Fantastic. But I've got a few more bits that have come in that I need to pick. So let's do a little bit of that. It's not much at all. I've got 2 orders of vinyl. No, 3. Because we've just sold some Bowie 7 inches, which is nice. And we've had an order of some puzzle cubes, so let's just do those. So first off, let's do the 7 inches. So a lot of 4 Bowie that I listed yesterday sold overnight, and 2 OMD. So let's start with those. So this is all the vinyl we've got listed currently. Not a great deal because it's selling fast, which is fantastic. So the 7 inches I have listed are here. The old one-handed business attempt this. You seeing what I'm seeing? Yes. Look at that cool Stones cover. So I'm looking for OMD. Here we go. So a pair of OMD that I was very tempted to keep, but I've sold them. They sold quick. And then 4 Bowie. Here we go. So we've got 1 picture sleeve and 3 generic RCA sleeves. So let me show you what we've got here and what we sold them for. So the 2 OMD went, was that an offer? That may have been an offer. They've gone at £8. Free shipping on this pair. And this was pretty nice condition Enola Gay. A little bit of creasing on this corner, but nothing too major. Vinyl is excellent on both of these. So that's Enola Gay. And then we have Souvenir. Well, I think this is an EP. Souvenir, Motion and Heart, and Sacred Heart, with a nice cutaway sleeve on that one. Again, really nice condition vinyl wise. Sleeve is pretty good, a little bit of creasing, annoying little bit there where it's folded over, but yeah, so those went quick. £8 free shipping. The Bowie stuff, as I just showed you, 1 picture sleeve, this Absolute Beginners. The others are these generic RCAs, and this, which is a maxi. Nothing special there, and slight condition issues on those. So they went, now was this an offer? This was an offer as well. We had an offering of £9 for the 4. This did have shipping on. I know there's no real rhyme nor reason, it's just when I'm listing it makes sense to me at the time. So this one had shipping on top, so £9 plus shipping on those. Now, there's another vinyl order. Yes, erasure. I've got very little of the erasure 12 inches left that I listed. Had a big stack of that I sorted out a couple of weeks ago. Most of it has gone. We have sold, let me check, it's a lot of 4. Drama stops sometimes, who needs love? Right. So, if we come in here again, we need, find the right one. That's a pair. Are you seeing this? It's really hard to point the camera and right, here we go. It's these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the lot there. So we have, and these are duplicates from my collection. So these are ones that when I've been buying bundles, these are duplicated ones that I am selling on. So we have Drama. That's the standard 12. We have Who Needs Love Like That. Again, the standard, not the limited edition. Sometimes Stone Cold Classic. Again, the standard. Sometimes is one of the very few erasure 12 inches. I don't have the UK issue of the limited. I am trying to find the listing for one in the condition I want. But that's one of the very few erasure 12 inches I don't own. And Stop. Well, it's Crackers International EP, but the song you'll all remember is Stop. And that again is the standard edition. There was a limited of this with a snowy scene, or a more snowy scene, because this is a slightly snowy scene. Yeah, so very cool bundle. This may have been an offer as well. I can't remember. Those have gone for 15. There's nothing particularly uncommon there at all. And there are some condition issues on these. Yeah, not perfect. I think the sometimes has a split, yeah, split sleeve there, that sort of thing. So I made up a small lot of ones with issues. They're still absolutely fine vinyl wise, and they will play fine. But yeah, glad to move those. Now the last one I need to pick is two of these, the square edge ones. One customer has bought a pair, which is good. And yeah, so £11 to include the shipping. So £4 each with shipping on top on 2 of the puzzle cubes. So that will be everything. I've already packaged up everything else. Andrea sold a striped jumper and an antique Persian ornate round shield pin brooch, which I wish I could show you, but it's already packaged. I can't show you that either. And a skirt as well, which again is already packaged. Yeah, so there we go. I'm going to get busy now packaging this, because I am shortly heading off to visit a record store whose owner watches the videos. Hi, if you're watching, Brian. And he's invited me over to have a chat about possibly doing a deal on stock. I don't really know any more details beyond that. Whether we can come up with some sort of deal or not, I don't know. But I'm excited to go and have a chat with Brian. Obviously, we will do everything socially distanced and safely. The shop isn't open, but he's in there working, and we've arranged a time, which is shortly. So I need to get my skates on, really. So I will leave you there for now. Hello, I'm back from my trip to the record store, and actually, 1 second. 1 minute you see Tom York, the next minute Revolution Records. Yay! Brian was kind enough to give me a t-shirt. How cool is that? Yeah, Revolution Records, lovely place, Stevenage Old Town. If you're anywhere near and you're into your vinyl, I can thoroughly recommend it. Had a really good and I think a productive chat with Brian, who's the owner of Revolution Records. If you do pop in, say hello to Brian. Yeah, it was a good chat. Basically, we may be doing a deal on CDs. I think they get so much in the way of CD stock coming through the door that they can't process it enough, and they need a kind of outlet to sell that on. So we had a chat about that, and I was very honest and frank about the value of CDs. You know, how cheap I need to source them to make it make sense. Obviously, there are CDs that are worth more than the average, but most CDs these days aren't really worth the time of day, and thankfully Brian obviously is in that market. He understands this, so we talked about the price and where I would need to be price wise to make something like this work, and I've come away with like a sample bag. Let me show you. So I have a kind of sample to see how I get on. There's some sealed stuff in here. What have we got? Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. There's some, you know, more sort of bog standard Tears for Fears best of compilations. So basically, I've said I'll have a go with this lot. See if that's a good example of the sort of stock that they can give me, and we can agree a price that works. We may be able to do some sort of ongoing deal where they're happy to move on stock that they can't process or don't want to deal with, and I'm happy at the price I can get it to sell it on eBay. So that was really cool. And then because it was a record shop, I had a bit of a browse and I picked up a Depeche Mode 12-inch, very early, Meaning of Love. This was while they were still more of a pop band, but it's one I didn't have. It's in lovely condition, and a double 12-inch single, Liberation by the Pet Shop Boys. Yeah, another one I didn't have. So thanks for that, Brian. And then we had a chat about vinyl. So there may be a deal to be done, and I think we're going to do this where I can buy brand new vinyl through Brian. He will buy it in bulk, and I will kind of buy some off him, and we're going to try and thrash out some sort of deal with new vinyl. So that's really exciting. You all know I'm a bit of a vinyl junkie these days, so hopefully we can do something together with brand new vinyl, and of course try and thrash out a deal that works for both of us with the CDs. So it was a really productive afternoon. If you are watching this, Brian, it was a pleasure to meet you and have the chat, and thank you so much for the deal you did me on those. For today's video that I'm going to link, a lot of people, including us, have been looking at alternatives for reselling recently. We get a lot of questions about other platforms that we sell on, and a lot of people are getting into clothing in a big way. We are moving away from that area. But Andrea made a video about Vinted going back a good year or so now. And that might be of interest to you if you're getting into clothing and you're looking for alternative platforms to sell on. So check that video out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.